Hello students, in this session we are going to learn about the topic chlorophyll and photosynthesis. Previously we have discussed that what are different types of materials which are essential for the process of photosynthesis like water, sunlight, carbon dioxide. Now in this class we will discuss about the essential or the importance of chlorophyll in a photosynthesis process. Here, Engine House. He is a scientist who studied about chlorophyll, who studied about photosynthesis process in plants. In his experiment, he conducted several experiments. After conducting several experiments, he came to know that plants perform photosynthesis process with the help of green substances which is present inside the leaf. Then after some years, the two scientists Pelletier and Tavancho, they also studied more about this green color substance which is responsible for the photosynthesis process, and finally they extract these green color substances from the leaf in the year 1870, and they call the name to this green color substance called chlorophyll. They call the name called chlorophyll. This meaning of this chlorophyll is green leaves, but they did not know about the exact location. They did not know the exact location of this chlorophyll in the plant, whether whether this chlorophyll located throughout the plant or only in the leaf, or which is completely spread throughout the leaf or not. We did not know exact location. At the same time, exact location where the photosynthesis process have done. Just they extract the green color substance and they call the name. Then further, the one more scientist who is Julius Van Sack, he also studied more about this chlorophyll, and he believed that it was believed to be spread in the cells of green parts of the plant. So before their discovery, before their contribution about photosynthesis, they believed that the green color substance which is inside the leaf is not only located in a particular places, which is completely spread all over the leaf. They believed that. But here Julius Van Sack and one more scientist, who is he? Daniel Arnold. These two scientists studied more about this chlorophyll and the location of photosynthesis, and finally they given a conclusion: the chlorophyll is not spread all over the leaf, just which is located in a cell organelle. Just it is located in a cell organelle. That organelle is called chloroplast. This chloroplast contains chlorophyll. In that this chlorophyll is responsible for the process of photosynthesis. Right, once again we'll discuss about the contribution of the scientist Julius Van Sack and Daniel Annan. They observed the location. They observed the exact location of photosynthesis in plants. Where does this photosynthesis occurs? Photosynthesis occurs in plant. In a cell, there is a small tiny organelles are present. Number of organelles are present inside the cell. You know very well, that is in the 8th and 9th class. So if you observe, this is a cell. This cell contains many organelles. So these are in this, one of the organelle is chloroplast. One of the organelle is chloroplast. This chloroplast contains the green color substance that is called chlorophyll. This green color substance, this chlorophyll, is responsible to trap the sunlight and which helps in the process of photosynthesis. This is the actual location of chlorophyll and the actual location where the photosynthesis process takes. Is it clear? Now then, in which cells this chloroplast is present. So to know that, once we go through the transverse section of this leaf. Here check this, see this diagram. Here is a transverse section of leaf. In this you can see different parts, different types of tissues are there here. These all tissues put together and there's a formation of leaf. So this outer membrane or outer part of the leaf is called cuticle, and the second part is upper epidermis. And here you can see the lower epidermis and cuticle. Is it clear? Next, if you see this tissue, there are many cells are there. They are in rectangular shape, and these rectangular shaped cells are put together and they packed closely. They packed closely. So, and this kind of arrangement we can see only in a parenchyma, that is a pallet-shaped parenchyma. Which here you can see xylem and phloem. This is xylem and this is phloem. This both together called vascular bundle, which is responsible for the transportation. Which is responsible for transportation in plants. This xylem transport water and the phloem transport food materials. Xylem transport water, phloem transport food materials, and these both put together called vascular bundle, which helps in transportation of food and water materials in the plants. Then spongy parenchyma. Here it is polychaete parenchyma, spongy parenchyma. Here the difference between these two, these are in irregular shape and the arrangement also not in a proper way. If they arranged in a proper way, closely they packed and they tightly, closely they arranged. But here, that kind of arrangement we cannot see here. That they arranged in an irregular way and the shape of the cell also not a regular. And next, air space. This is the air space or cavity, air cavity, and here it is stomata. This stomata contain two guard cells, and this is lower epidermis. Here it is a lower epidermis, and this is covered by a cuticle. So here, where is the chloroplast? Right? Here cell. So this is a plant leaf, and there are many tissues are there, and in this cells are there. In that cell, just now we have discussed, in that cell chloroplast is there. In that chloroplast this chlorophyll is present. So if you see, this is one cell. If you see, this is one cell. In this cell a small tiny organelles are present. In that you can see a dot like structures here. In this a dot like structures are there in each cell. Plenty of dot like structures are there. These opaque structures are nothing but chloroplast. Chloroplast. This chloroplast contain chlorophyll. This chloroplast contain chlorophyll. Is it clear? So like this you observe in each cell how many chloroplasts are present? Nearly 40 to 100 chloroplasts are present in each chloroplast. More number of chlorophyll pigments are present. Is it clear? So this is about transverse section of leaf and where does this chloroplast located. Is it clear? Then we'll continue with the structure of chloroplast. Here it is a structure of chloroplast. See, in this structure of chloroplast, this is a TS of chloroplast, means transverse section of chloroplast. You can see the structure and shape and different parts of the chloroplast. If you observe, you can see two membranes around the chloroplast. There is outer membrane and inner membrane. These two membranes are outer membrane and inner membrane. In this outer membrane and inner membrane, inside, if you will see inside of this chloroplast, there are many there are many parts are there which are made up of a membrane. This membrane bounded structures are called thylakoids. This membrane bounded structures are called thylakoids, and these all thylakoids are put together and arranged in a systematic way. Means they pile up one and another in this way. They pile up one. This one is called thylakoid. Like that, many thylakoids are arranged in a systematic way and pile up one and another. Then there is a then we can see like this structure. So this kind of arrangement we can see in this chloroplast. So this arrangement, this structure, what we will call? We will call grana. The group of thylakoids. The group of, this is one thylakoid, this is one thylakoid, this is one thylakoid, like this. The group of thylakoids called grana. And the remaining space inside the chloroplast, which is completely, this is completely the empty space inside the chloroplast, which is filled with the fluid. It's filled with the fluid. This fluid filled part inside the chloroplast called stroma. Inside the chloroplast called stroma. Is it clear? So, grana, stroma, thylakoids, inner membrane, outer membrane. Right. And this stroma contain many enzymes. This stroma contain many enzymes. And this is the place, and this is the place where the glucose molecule will be formed. The glucose molecule will be synthesized in a photosynthesis process. Is it clear? So, and this is a chloroplast. We know the chlorophyll present inside the chloroplast. Then where does the chlorophyll is present here? If you see this grana, the small empty places are present inside the thylakoid or inside the grana. So the small empty space called lumen. The small empty space called lumen. In this lumen, the green color pigment, the chlorophyll is present. In this, the green color pigment, the chlorophyll will be present inside the lumen. Once again, we will discuss this. The number of thylakoids, the group of thylakoids are arranged in a systematic way and form a structure like this. So, this kind of structure which is inside the chloroplast called grana, and inside the grana, small opening will be present. So, the small empty space called lumen. This lumen contains chlorophyll. This lumen contains chlorophyll. But here we can see this chlorophyll is existing two types. Chlorophyll existing two types, that is chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Chlorophyll A is in different color. Chlorophyll B is in different color. This is in green color and this is in yellowish color. And along with these two, some more pigments are present. Some more pigments, that is nearly 200 to 400 pigments are present. So along with this chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, number of like 200 to 400 pigments are present. These all pigments helps to the chloroplast in trapping the sunlight. Helps in trapping the sunlight. So that sunlight is utilized utilized to prepare glucose. So that's why this 200 to 400 pigments and this chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B called as light harvesting pigments. Here it is light harvesting pigments or light harvesting complex. This light harvesting complex helps to the chloroplast in the photosynthesis process. Right. What are the steps are involved in photosynthesis? We have discussed that photosynthesis process takes place in a chloroplast. Is it clear? Photosynthesis process takes place in chloroplast. Then, how many steps are involved? Already we know that photosynthesis process is not a simple process. Photosynthesis process is not a simple process which contains several steps. Many events are involved in the photosynthesis process. So, what are the events are involved in the photosynthesis process? Let us see. Here, several events are occurs in chloroplast. They are first one, conversion of light energy to chemical energy. Conversion of light energy to chemical energy. Here, light energy, that light energy absorbed or trapped by the chlorophyll. Trapped by the chlorophyll and convert this into chemical energy. What is that chemical? Glucose C6H12O6, right? Here, this chlorophyll trapping the light energy and converting this energy into chemical energy. That chemical energy called as glucose. Next, the second event in photosynthesis process, splitting of water molecule. Splitting of water molecule, we will plan to use water in photosynthesis process as we know this. So this water molecule will be split and there is a formation of H plus and OH minus ions. Okay, so this is one of the event, splitting of water molecule. Next, third one, reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. Here, what is meant by reduction process? Addition of hydrogen to the compound. Here it is a carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide react with this hydrogen. Then there is a formation of glucose, nothing but carbohydrates. So these are three major events involved in photosynthesis process. So, this photosynthesis process we can learn in two phases. Learn in two phases. The two phases are nothing but mechanism of photosynthesis. Let us see the mechanism of photosynthesis. This mechanism of photosynthesis consists two types of reactions, light dependent reaction and light independent reaction. A light dependent reaction nothing but the reaction which is completely depending upon the light, means the reaction occurs in the presence of light. See here, these are the reactions we can see here. First of all, the sunlight. sunlight is trapped by the chlorophyll which is present inside the chloroplast. If you observe this sunlight, you can see a small particles of the light. The small particles of the light called photons. The small particle of the light called photons. And before that, you have to know that light independent reaction. So light dependent reaction or light dependent reaction which occurs in the location of chloroplast, that is a grana. You know, already in this class you learned the structure of chloroplast which contain two parts, that is grana and stroma. If you see this, the light dependent reaction takes place inside the grana. Light independent reaction takes place inside the stroma. Means light reaction occurs in the grana and dark reaction occurs in the stroma. So now let us see the light reaction which occurs or which takes place inside the grana. First of all, sunlight. The sunlight is in a form of small particles called photons. These photons contain energy. That energy form we will call quantum. That energy form called quantum. This quantum energy trapped by the chlorophyll. When that energy trapped by the chlorophyll, which utilize that energy and it's become active. We will indicate this active chlorophyll with this star mark. Right? When this chlorophyll active, it's release one electron. It's release one electron. The losing of electrons, nothing but this process is called oxidation. Here chlorophyll, this active chlorophyll lose one electron and what is going on here? Oxidation. After losing electron, this active chlorophyll become chlorophyll ion. This indicate chlorophyll ion which required one electron. Here this electron again received by NADP. What is NADP here? Nicotinamide adenosine dinucleotide phosphate. This is electron receptor. This electron receptor receive this electron and it's become NADPH. NADPH. This is one of the product in light reaction. Right. This is phase 1 and second step in the light reaction. Second step is cleavage of water molecule or splitting of water molecule. Here is a water molecule. This water molecule will be split and form H plus ions and it's lose one electron and there is a formation of oxygen. How this oxygen will be formed? Let us see. Actually, when the H2O molecule split, it's become, then the products are H plus ion, electron and OH ions. In this way, more number of water molecules are breakdown and there is a formation of more number of electrons, more number of protons means H plus ions and OH minus ions. Like this all OH minus ions are put together, then there is a formation of water molecule, see H2O, water molecule and oxygen. Water molecule and oxygen. Then this oxygen is released into the atmosphere and this water utilized or used up by the plant. Is it clear? So then remaining one electron is there and protons also there. Here how the water and oxygen will be formed by OH minus ions. Is it clear? Right. Then come to the topic. Here this water split and there is a formation of photons, electrons and these electrons come from this photon. It's a hydrogen ion. Then there is a formation of oxygen, this released into the atmosphere. If this electron received by this chlorophyll ion, then it's become normal chlorophyll. Again, it's ready to trap the sunlight. Right. Here oxygen completed, electron completed. The remaining product is H plus ions. What is the use of this H plus ion? We'll discuss later. Now, this reaction observed by the scientist who Hills. Hill is a scientist. He observed this splitting of water molecule in the presence of sunlight in photosynthesis process. That's why this reaction we will call Hill reaction. It is very important. What is Hill reaction? The splitting of water molecule in the presence of sunlight called Hill reaction. At the same time, this reaction is also called photolysis reaction. Why do we call it as photolysis reaction? Photo means light. Lysis means breaking. Photo means light. Lysis means breaking. In the presence of light, this water molecule become splitting or water molecule breaking. So that's why this reaction is called photolysis. After breaking, there is a formation of H plus ions and oxygen or water molecules. Is it clear? This total process will be occurs in grana. This is a light reaction. And one more assimilatory product, that is ADP. ADP means adenosine triphosphate, and NADP. ADP and NADP, these both are assimilatory products, assimilatory powers. These produced as a products in grana, that is in light reaction. Then how this ADP will form? We have discussed how NADP will form. Now we will discuss ADP. Here already we have H plus ions, more number of H plus ions. This H plus ions plays a major role in stroma. Means this role we can observe in dark reaction. So that's why these H plus ions formed in grana, but slowly they move towards the stroma to perform the dark reaction. While they are moving from grana to stroma, some energy will be produced because of this movement of H plus ions. That energy utilized by this ADP. ADP means adenosine diphosphate. ADP means adenosine diphosphate, means in this only two phosphates are present. Here energy stored in the form of phosphate, means here only two phosphates are present. These two phosphates convert into three phosphate. Then it's turned into ATP, means adenosine triphosphate. How it's become adenosine triphosphate? The energy which is released by moving of photons from grana to stroma, that energy utilized by this ADP and it turns into ATP. Here this ATP and NADP are powers or products in a light reactions. Right, let us see the dark reaction. In this dark reaction, here you can see RUBP. This RUBP is an enzyme. Already I told you stroma is nothing but which is a site or which is a site where the enzymatic reactions occurs, because more number of enzymes are present in this stroma that helps in the formation of glucose. In that one of the enzyme RUBP, ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate. This RUBP react with carbon dioxide. Then there is a formation of two molecules of phosphoglyceric acid. This is also called PGA, phosphoglyceric acid. This phosphoglyceric acid furtherly convert into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. The conversion of PGA into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, it's required some energy. That energy they gain from the assimilatory powers. They are ATP and NADPH, where they form a light reaction, that is in grana. That assimilatory energy used up by this PGA and turns into another product, that is glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. And furtherly, this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate turns into glucose, and again the RUBP will be formed. Glucose is nothing but whatever the food materials we require in photosynthesis process, that is will be formed, and RUBP which helps in restart the dark reaction again with carbon dioxide. Further reaction will be continue with this, and the glucose is formed as a final product. But here between this and formation of glucose, this is not a simple reaction. There are many number of series of reactions that takes place and many intermediates are formed here. So plenty of reactions are occurs here. So this is about dark reaction, and this RUBP again involved in a next continuation or restarting the dark reaction with carbon dioxide. So finally we have to observe this. NADPH, ATP, oxygen and water molecule. These are the final products in a light reaction, and glucose is the final products in dark reaction.